Welcome back to Mount Panorama as we are about 2/3 of the way through this HQ race with the Geminis involved as well. All the pit stops are done after all of this racing, all of the action we've seen. It's now a sprint race to the checkered flag.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's far from over. Warren Truan, who had a ripper pit stop, is absolutely setting the times alive at the end of this session now. Johnny Agosta's in the lead, and Truan is pulling him in very, very quick. So keep an eye on that. The Bomwick and Finesse car is still there, but they still seem to be struggling a little bit on pace. But have a look at this battle behind for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th.
A great little dice, isn't it? And the Gemini is still heavily involved in all of the action out there. I tell you what, there's been a bit of debate on whether you want to race HQs alongside the Geminis. Personally, it's added an enormous amount to the field and given Maloney something to think about throughout this race, if nothing else.
That Gemini gave Shani plenty of room there as he shot down the inside. So, and again, it's another lock up there for Maloney, and the Gemini's sideways trying to find a way past.
It's great racing, you've got to say that. It's been extraordinary racing.
Look, I tell you what, the driving talent between these blokes, so have a look at the camaraderie. They've given each other plenty of room. They've gone side by side. They've really made it exciting to watch.
Door left open for the Gemini. The 70 car just wouldn't turn in. It wouldn't get the power down. It wouldn't slow down. In a straight line, not too bad though.
Have a look at this. We're going to head up the mountain again. It's the Gemini under brakes. Will the power of the HQ be able to pull him back in? Dave Redgrave, he's got the flames on the rear quarter panels this weekend. He is on fire.
He'll have the flames in his eyes after that too. He just couldn't slow down the car at all. There's John D'Agosta coming through the final turn, just running a little bit wide too as he pushes very, very hard.
Yeah, that tyre would be certainly hurting on his front right, Johnny. But did you see in the background then, Truan is starting to get very, very close to our race leader.
So we're in for a great couple of final laps here at Mount Panorama. Maloney's right in the middle of another Gemini sandwich. They just won't go away. They're like flies.
Right through the field.
Look at this. The 197 car attacking on the rise up the hill.
Yeah, he's chasing the beautiful green Osborne car, of course, that we're in car with now. What we can't see is that he's got the Gemini pushing him nearly the whole way up the mountain.
Osborne Transport involved with 5 other cars here this weekend, as is their commitment. This is his second year. This was his debut track last year, believe it or not, for Brett.
And,
wow.
And the guy behind him too, young Andrew Magilton, he's a newcomer coming out of Victoria, so this is probably only be his first year at Bathurst, I would imagine, so he's doing a ripper job as well.
But Kevin, how do you debut at Mount Panorama?
Well, why not?
Start at the top of the stack and work your way down. But Brett's loved it. He's fallen in love with HQ racing, and good on him too.
Yeah, look, Brett's part of the boys from the Bush race team. There's a lot of them come out of Newcastle up in New South Wales, and what a ripper bunch of blokes. They enjoy their time on the track and off the track, the boys from the Bush.
The milkman has all the work to do at the moment. He's got a Gemini tapping on the rear boot of his car at the moment. And that doesn't happen too often to him, especially when he's doing the milk run. Oh, that's the wall, Brett. Just be wary of that one.
There's a good chance to have a look at the speed the old HQ's getting up to there with that digital speedo. Look at that, 150 and climbing as they come down Comrade Straight. They do actually hit the 200k an hour mark as they hit the chase, and they keep that foot buried.
That is screaming for an HQ, let's be honest.
What about Maloney? He's coming back again, Tony. So that's the 2 Geminis he's put behind him, and he's back after Redgrave trying to get his 4th place back.
Oh, no! I'm too busy laughing to call it on. Look, I've got to say, while we're having a bit of fun here, because Maloney's just been in the walls from the get-go of this race, you've got to think at the end of it, he's going to get out of this car and go, wow, that was a lot of fun. Even though I had all these Geminis to compete with and may not have got the result that I felt that I deserved, as he slides in a 4-wheel drift, as we go on board with Brett Osborne through that same turn, as he's wrangled up by a Gemini.
Look, I actually know Tony Maloney personally, and he's a very, very funny guy and a happy guy at the best of times. So I'd imagine the smile he's going to have on his face at the end of this race will be rather huge.
Look at this. Look at this.
And sideways on the exit.
And Hinton's just gone, keep doing that because I've got all the grip I need.
So here's the Bomwick car. He's still out there, but he has slowed. He's not showing that early pace that was pushing the leaders. So I think he might be in a bit of a conservation mode at the moment, our superstar from Queensland.
Well, laps are starting to tick down. As Bobby McGee told us a little bit earlier on, there was a very important prize up for grabs here this weekend, and that was a test drive in a V8 Ute. Kevin, you've got the results.
I do. It is actually Gary Bonwick's co-driver and owner of the car, Jamie Finesse, the young gun from Queensland, and he is a gun, let me tell you. Great driver and showed some fantastic form earlier. But look out, what have we got here? We've got lots of smoke coming out the back of the Gemini.
Yeah, the Hansford Barry car looks a bit like a gun at the moment that's been fired. There is smoke coming out the back and has been given the meatball flag. The officials have said, we've got enough oil out there on Mount Panorama. You need to come into the pits. But I've got to tell you, that has been progressively getting worse. I don't think he's going to make it back down the mountain.
Yeah, he's locking up under his own brakes here, and this is 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th spot, all in that one group.
Oh, Hinton went to go past the car that he thinks probably should be pulling into pit lane.
Oh,
John, right behind him. Wow, that is a massive hit. The 71 car tags the wall. Warren Truan, that we've been singing the praises of, who's been driving absolutely brilliantly, just locks it up, loses control and tags the elbow.
Oh, that's going in hard, because Truan has been coming at the leader at great rapid knots. He's been the fastest car on the track for the last 4 laps. He's obviously been driving 11 tenths and just pushed that little bit too hard.
Just run out of grip on the run down the hill, and it's cost him big time.
And this is Gary Bonwick, who he's in conservation mode. This will be for 2nd place now. So Gary's going to be doing everything he can to hang on to it, but laps are running down, and that Gemini is now coming fast.
That's the Smallwood Rangley Espresso to Go Mobile Cafe that's right behind him at the moment. The Gemini closes up under brakes, down through the final turn onto the start finish straight to complete another lap. He's monstering the back of him at the moment, but the HQ up in front of him, just as you mentioned, doesn't look to have the pace that it did earlier on in the race.
No, he seems to be driving the car very, very, very tidy. I don't think he's wasting anything that's in that car at the moment. I just don't think the car's got a great deal to offer at the moment.
Well, he's under an attack at the moment. Now, the Gemini may not be, well, I was about to say may not be able to do anything on the run up the hill, but he's going to give it a try. The Smallwood Rangley car goes to the inside. It's got the inside line, and that is a telling story. Obviously, the Bonwick car is down on horsepower because that Gemini loomed up so quickly. Now, can he hold it down? Bonwick has got just his nose in front, and down into turn 2, up through the cutting, is going to maintain that 2nd spot.
Yeah, this is going to go right down the wire. Oh, and we've got another crash. It's the Healy car.
Ooh, and that has gone in relatively hard too. A bit of damage to the front. That's down in the elbow. You can see the Truan car off to the right-hand side, and he's gone in out of sympathy. Now the Gemini in the battle for 2nd goes around the outside. They've been doing it all day across the top of the mountain. Bonwick's going, you don't do this.
If you want to be outside anyone over the top of the mountain, be next to Gary Bonwick. He's one of the best and cleanest drivers out there. And have a look at this for great stuff between the two blokes.
Well, here they come down towards the S's and into the Dipper, and the Gemini has been able to work its way up to 2nd spot. The Espresso to Go Mobile Cafe has put itself not only on the podium but in a very respectable position.
Yeah, it's not over yet, of course. You've got to come down Comrade Straight, and we'll see if that HQ's got much left, but he really looks like he's struggling coming down the mountain there at the moment, Grant.
Now the question is, can the Smallwood Rangley car get up onto the tail of John Agosta, who we have seen been overtaken so far today in this race a couple of times by a Gemini, but he's been able to fight his way back, but the gap looks insurmountable at the moment, you'd have to say.
Yeah, Johnny really, really wanted to win this weekend, and I think he's a long way out in front now and doing a great job. I'd be watching closely behind Bonwick because it's at the 4th and 5th HQs there are coming.
Yeah, the 70 car of David Redgrove that we've been talking about throughout this race. He's been involved in plenty of it and does have the opportunity to finish up on the podium, but needs to put the hammer down on Maloney, is sitting right behind. He's not done with yet either.
No, have a look at this. The 3 HQs are now going to end up nose to tail within half a lap for that last spot on the podium. It's who's Bonwick, who has had the early pace and looks like he's struggling. Maloney, well, what can you say about Tony? He's been in amongst the wars. He's been on the track, off the track. He's locked every single wheel on the car, but all of a sudden he's a chance for a podium.
Now the Geminis are doing 4-wheel slides into that final turn, so they're not without their own tyre issues as well.
Oh, look, this is great stuff. And here comes our leader, Johnny Agosta.
This is the final lap too, so he's got one more tour to go. Little bit of smoke starting to appear behind the 41 car. He'll be listening and hearing every nut and bolt move, shake, squeak, make noise, even though they're actually not. He'll be hearing the entire lot at the moment with about 3/4 of a lap left to go. There is second spot and the battle for third. It's going to come right down to the wire.
Oh, Dave Redgrave, he is all over the back of Gary Bonwick now. This will be Dave's best results ever, I think, in his couple of years of HQ racing. He's got right onto the back of Bonwick now. But Gary Bonwick's been around a long time. I don't think he's going to make it too easy for Dave to get past.
Now, he'd probably have a good chance down Conrod Straight into the chase, but will he wait that long is the question mark. You can see he's hunting all over the back of that car at the moment of Bonwick and trying to find a way past as our race leader comes down through the S's for the final time. He'll be just using a little bit of caution. He's got a long gap between he and the Smallwood Rangley car sitting back there in second. The Gemini up on the podium in a respectable spot. Bro, gets a little bit loose even through the elbow, and he was only being tentative there.
Oh, look, it's great testament. He's one of the nicest guys you'll see down in the pits, Johnny Agosta. This is proof that nice guys don't always come last. He's been pushing pretty hard the last couple of years at Bathurst and had some absolute horrible bad luck, so this is just fantastic to watch.
Well, the specialised road maintenance machine makes its way down Conrod Straight for the final time. A 1 hour enduro here in the HQs that have really made their name at Mount Panorama over the years. We always see great racing action, and this weekend, well, we've seen some extraordinary stuff, let's be honest. John Agosta makes his way through that section of the track. Just one more turn to negotiate, one more braking area, one more position to get it wrong, and the checkered flag will be just around this corner. He's deserving of the victory. He started off in the race lead, went back to third, locks up a brake. Don't do that. The checkered flag comes out. He takes it and puts out a big sigh of relief, you'd have to say.
Yeah, big wave, two-handed wave from Johnny. He's a happy, happy man. Have a look at that. The Johnny Agosta from Western Victoria. He's had a few cracks at it, and finally he's conquered the mountain.
Well, he's taken out the Kenda Tyres Challenge here at Mount Panorama. I've got to take my lid off to all the HQs and the Gemini drivers as well for an extraordinary display. Here is second spot, Smallwood and Rangley in the Espresso to Go Mobile Cafe. They finish in second. At Gemini in second spot. I'll say it again, it's unbelievable.
Oh, fantastic.
Third. Wow, look at that. David Redgrove there by the narrowest of margins over Bonwick.
Yeah, and Dave gives a big thumbs up to Gary Bonwick. He's had the ball, and I reckon Tony Maloney will be struggling to get the helmet off in that fifth position as well, because, man, I don't think I've ever seen so many guys have so much fun on a racetrack.
There are the results on screen. John Agosta for the Specialised Road Maintenance HQ takes out the win. The Gemini, Smallwood and Rangley in second spot, and David Redgrove, after 1 hour, the narrowest of margins, finishes in third.
Oh, yeah, look, I mean, after the first race and all the mishaps and carnage, and to actually get that second one started, I thought we were going to go again, and then it settled down. I made a couple of blues early on, but I had a good pit stop and just try to keep level and make some time across the top. It was great.
Well, David with a big smile on his face, as we are as well. I can't believe the racing action we have seen this weekend. It has been absolutely amazing. We look forward to catching up with the HQs in the not too distant future. Hope you enjoyed all of the action. Let's leave you with some of the highlights of the Kenda Tyres Racing Challenge here at Mount Panorama. Oh, somebody off in the background and straight into the wall. Across the top of the hill, just the slightest of touches. Around the outside, into the chase. You want to talk about brave under brakes. He's locked it up again. He's gone straight ahead. Off into the sand trap. Tags the wall on the outside of the top of the hill. Gets it a little bit loose too. Out brake. Oh, is he? No. A big brake lock up for the 70 car. And that allows Maloney to get a run on him. And the Gemini wants a piece of the action. Oh, right behind him. Oh, wow, that is a massive hit. Went back to third, locks up a brake. Don't do that. The checkered flag comes out. He takes it and puts out a big sigh of relief, you'd have to say.